Are you a current Wealthbox user and having a bit of trouble trying to organize the different tasks and workflow steps inside of your CRM? Well, if that is you, today's video, we're going to be talking about what you should be considering and also the different types of tasks like account servicing versus client servicing, as well as how to build these out specifically inside of your own Wealthbox CRM, and then show you a report that you could build out inside of Wealthbox.
Hey, it's Matthew. If you're looking to build workflows that actually work and help your firm scale and grow, please feel free to grab your copy of Mastering Strategies to Avoid the RA Disaster. The link will be in the description below. And if you're serious about building workflows, processes, and automations for your firm, let's connect. Schedule an intro call with us using the link in our description below, and we'd be more than happy to get to know you and your firm. All right, now back to the video.
So the way that we can organize your task and workflow step categories inside of Wealthbox CRM, just by going to the three dots on the top right here, clicking that button, and then we're going to go to settings. And then after we click on settings, we'll go under workspace and then click on customizations. So after we click on customizations on the right hand side here, we're going to have a couple of different options, but we're going to go to the very last one here that says task and workflow step categories. So once we click that, we see that there is essentially a lot of different task and workflow step categories that we have built out. And just to give you a high level view here, we have a couple of general ones, like we have general action item, just anything that happens within the firm, scheduling, if we need to do a scheduling request, really just for anyone. Next here, we have our lead action items and follow-ups. And then we have also prospecting, different types of task and workflow step categories here. So again, pretty similar to leads, but more so for prospects. And then finally here, what we're talking about today is our account servicing and client servicing requests. So to give you again that example here, account servicing is more so related to maybe just things that happen at the custodial level and the things you need to do to service an account for existing clients. So we have our beneficiary updates, or address, email, or phone updates, distribution, withdrawal requests, contribution deposits, account trading and rebalancing. And then we also have a couple of other ones here for account openings for existing clients and account transfers for existing clients. So that's, again, more for account servicing, things that are related to maybe things that happen at the custodian. And then we also have our client servicing. So client servicing, again, taking that additional step further. Maybe it's a follow-up email. Maybe it's just an email thread that you're kind of going back and forth on. And then maybe you just need to call a client and have categorization there so that you're actually doing the thing for your clients. Next here that we see a lot of firms utilizing are these financial planning updates, whether it's to income, tax, estate, insurance. We find a lot of firms find value from this because when they're going through their review or their review process with the client on an annual basis, they have a hard time kind of skimming through the different types of things that they had done for that client in the past year. So really, to get a higher level view of what had been completed in the past year, we see firms updating and really utilizing these different types of categories to see, oh, we just had a tax analysis for their financial plan last, let's say, August or a couple months back. And if you want to see that higher level view to kind of get a better idea of what's going on with this client in the past year, these are definitely great ways to organize and start tracking these different types of task and workflow step categories. So if we wanted to add a new one here, we'll go ahead and click that green button, create category. And what we would do is color code it just to keep it all organized here. And then let's say this was an account servicing request. We would go ahead and put account service : and then let's say it was just the general category here. we would say general service. But again, just to give you that example, your firm may have other types of need. So by all means, use this methodology and maybe even brainstorm with your own internal team as to what different types of categories you should be adding inside of your CRM. So take a moment here, pause the video, grab these different types of categories and put them inside of your own Wealthbox CRM. And in our next step, we're going to show you how you can actually run a report on those specific categories inside of Wealthbox CRM. So now let's go back to those different types of tasks here and start to organize them a little bit better. So what I'm going to go through is each of these tasks. So I have Joe needing his address being updated to his new home address. So under the step category, what I'm going to do is search for that address / email / phone update. And I'll go ahead and save that step here. And then essentially do the same for the rest. So we see Justin has his beneficiary update. I'm going to go ahead and edit it and make sure that we update it to the beneficiary update here. And then I'll go ahead and save it. Next, we have withdrawal request. So we see that Jane has a withdrawal from her IRA that's coming up. Same idea. We're going to go ahead and find that account servicing withdrawal request, save it. And then finally here, since we're running a scenario here, and this is more relating to the financial plan, not specifically to the account, it may include the account as a servicing portion, but really outside of the scope of just the account. So we're going to go in here and find the financial plan update request, and we'll click on that to categorize it. So now that we have these categorized, let's show you how to actually run a report inside of your Wealthbox CRM to show these different types of account servicing and client servicing related tasks for your clients. All right, so now let's go ahead and show you what a report would look like inside a Wealthbox CRM. So we're going to go ahead and click on reports here on the left-hand side. And then after we click on reports, we're going to go to our task reports. But if you haven't built this out already and you're not familiar with reporting inside of Wealthbox, we're going to click on this green button on the top right that says create new report. And we'll show you the template that we edited here for this task report. And really starting off here with the duration, or really the time frame in which you want to show. So if we're looking to do this for the past year, the different the different types of account servicing activities that are happening, and more specifically tasks within our CRM, we'll go ahead and make sure that the due on date is between 0 days ago and 1 year ago. And then here is where we're going to add those different categories that we had just added inside of our Wealthbox CRM. So we have the general request, beneficiary, address, distribution, contribution, account trading, or rebalancing, and then the other account opening and account servicing related activities that you are doing for your clients. Next thing, a couple fields that we're going to drag and drop over here from the left-hand side from the fields available to display are the due date, the category, the assigned to, completed by, and related to. So assigned to is going to be the individual on your team that it is assigned to, and the related to is going to be the client you're doing this task for. So we'll go ahead and click on Save Template. Once we click Save Template, it's going to give us two results. And the reason why it's going to give us two results is because one of those other tasks, or those workflow steps that we saw inside of the CRM, were actually for a workflow step that we had built out. So it's only going to show you tasks that you have that are related to account servicing. So we see that we now have this categorized again with the account servicing, beneficiary update. And then we also have this other task here for the withdrawal request for Jane's IRA. So just to give you an example of what that looks like here, There's a lot of possibilities of what you can build out inside of Wealthbox with the account servicing and client servicing related activities, and really just managing this and seeing from a standpoint of where the time is being spent within the firm, and especially with team members, I get assigned these tasks throughout the day. So if you found this helpful, please feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We provide a lot of content just like this for Wealthbox users like yourself. And if you are still having trouble, please feel free to download a free guide that we have down below. Also, schedule an intro call with us if you're still running into challenges like these and really just trying to figure out the best way to set up your Wealthbox CRM. We'd be more than happy to talk about it during a 30-minute session and really just uncover those challenges your firm is facing and seeing if our solutions will help you out.